going on, everybody? It's Nico Moreno here, and welcome to today's video. So this video is going to be a little bit different, and I'm trying a new thing, so go ahead, let me know after you've actually watched the video. Let me know down below if you like this. Alright, so basically what I'm going to be doing is just short, quick, like unscripted type videos where basically I'm just going to be sharing like a thought or a realization that I've recently come to in my life, in my entrepreneurial journey, in the hopes that it will help you. It'll help someone out there who's listening, who's watching, make their own realizations and come to their own conclusions in life. So that's really it. I'm not going to be super scripted, just kind of want to touch on an idea that I've been thinking about a lot recently. And this video is going to be, you've probably seen the title, this video is going to be kind of about money beliefs and the thought processes around money. Now, this is something that I personally have struggled with so much. Like I had to go through the pain and the struggle of understanding, money beliefs and beliefs of lack versus beliefs of abundance before I was able to actually create an abundant reality for myself. So a lot of people who are very successful in business, you tend to notice that they have a certain way about them, right? They have this certain attitude and this certain like composure of the way that they speak, the way that they think, the way that they act. And you've probably seen a lot of videos online about like millionaire mindset and like how to think like a millionaire and how to speak like a millionaire and how to be a millionaire and all those different things, right? And the reality is there is a lot of truth to a lot of those things. I'm not saying that, of course a lot of people, maybe are making it more complicated or making it more confusing than it needs to be. But really the reality is, and again, this is just me speaking from personal experience, money beliefs and the way that you think, the way that you talk, and the way that basically your thought process about money determines your experience with it and determines your reality, right? So one of my favorite people who has really like helped me make a lot of mental breakthroughs as far as like mindset, personal development, especially in the ways of money, is Marissa Peer. She's a hypnotherapist. She's really, really good at like helping you pinpoint exactly what it is that is holding you back. Not just money. She actually was known for weight loss, so like hypnotherapy and weight loss. But one of the things that she talks about is that each of us, we have a relationship with money, right? So all of your past experiences, all the things that you have been told, especially when you're younger, right? If your parents had a good relationship with money, they weren't always fighting about it. Maybe both of your parents were, very successful and, very abundantly wealthy. Then it's very likely that you grew up and were exposed to these money beliefs that were positive and beneficial, right? And so you just naturally tend to have these more positive, beneficial thoughts about money and your ability to earn it. Now, on the complete other end of the spectrum, you may have grown up in a situation where, money was very scarce. Maybe, your parents never had a lot of money, and maybe, you were always just kind of feeling like worried about money, unsure about your ability to ever earn it, and just growing up in an environment where money was not a happy subject, right? And so a lot of you guys probably know this, but I wouldn't say that I grew up poor. I definitely didn't do that. We always had food on the table. But at the same time, I did grow up kind of like on the outskirts of this neighborhood where all the people who I went to school with, they were just like generally very wealthy. But I lived like kind of on the suburbs, like on the outside of the wealthy area. And so I grew up with a lot of friends and with a lot of acquaintances and knowing a lot of people who were very rich and very wealthy. And I was kind of like the one who wasn't, right? It's interesting though, because I don't find like I wouldn't say that like scarred me or anything like that. Like I never felt like I was the poor one, right? I just was, and again, I use that word, I don't even really want to use that word because I was not poor in the sense that most people would think of. But whenever I was like kind of at my friends' houses and they had like really fancy houses and cars, I would never think of myself as like, oh my gosh, like I don't have that, like I must be poor, right? I never really like thought of it that way. I kind of just, I don't know. Luckily, I just never grew up in an environment, or I was never in situations where I felt like I was, like bullied or picked on or had any negative associations with any of that stuff, so, which I'm really, really thankful for. Now, at the same time, I also do know, more recently, especially my entrepreneurial journey, I have had a lot of just negative beliefs around money and around my ability to generate money and to earn money. And that's something that I've really had to put a lot of focus and just consistent intention into changing permanently. And it actually, I think one of the most interesting things is that it doesn't have to be this long, painful process, which I, at one point like believed it to be, right? So for those of you in the audience who are maybe Abraham Hicks fans, Abraham and Esther's teachings I was following them for like maybe a solid 2 years, kind of right at the beginning of my entrepreneurial journey when I started, like I quit my day job. I started like, trying to make some money online and trying to figure out like how to do this whole thing. And I was just like, I was really not having nearly as much success as I know that I could have. I was having, some wins, definitely some wins, but also some long periods of like weeks and months where, I felt like I was working my butt off and nothing was really happening, right? And here we are, like, whenever you're scrolling through the Facebook feed and you see like a Facebook ad and it's this person like driving a Ferrari and they're like, oh my God, like, here, you want to make like 7 figures? Like, click this ad and I'll teach you how. And so I kind of felt like from that, literally not from my childhood, but from those sorts of experiences, I felt as though I was a failure and I was not, I was somehow like, I was wrong for not being able to quickly and easily just like make a bunch of money like that, right? Like I was made to feel as though I was not enough. I didn't have enough, I didn't have the right skills or whatever it was, right? And essentially I just felt like a failure because of that. And so I want to invite you to ask yourself, what are my limiting beliefs around money? What are my blocks around money? Why do I feel I can't earn a lot of money? Why do I feel there's never enough, right? So I just want to invite you in this video to maybe take a 10-minute break. Take a 10-minute break, just sit in silence, ask yourself one of those questions, and just let your mind respond. The answer will come. The answer will come. The mind will always answer the questions that you ask it. So you've got to be very careful in the way that you ask your mind questions and the way that you talk to yourself. And that's one thing that I've learned as well. You can very quickly and very easily reprogram your mind, but you do need to have the intention to do that. And you also need to know what the underlying root belief is or the situation that caused this belief, right? So that's really it. Again, you guys, this is kind of just going to be an informal type of video where I'm just going to be sharing a thought in the hopes that, that it'll help you too. Right? So thanks so much, guys. Let me know what you thought of this video down below. If you feel like you have any money blocks, or if you've maybe been, like working on your money blocks and you're aware of what they are, go ahead and leave them down below, because I'm sure that it's going to provide a lot of, I think it's just going to be refreshing for other people to see that they're not the only ones. That was another thing that I always remember feeling, was that I felt as though I was the only one who couldn't do it, who felt stuck with making money. But I think if you start to comment down below, you're going to see more and more people are going to sort of agree with you and say, I had that belief too, or I have that belief too right now. Like, how are you getting through it, right? So that's it, you guys. I hope you have a great day. And please, if you enjoyed this video, if it made you think in a new way, or maybe gave you some new ideas or fresh insights, please give it a like. I would really appreciate every single one. Also, be sure to subscribe to get more fresh new content from me every single day here on the YouTube. All right, thanks so much, guys, and I'll chat with you guys next time.